Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Wargame Red Dragon replay cast. And today is another 1v1 for you guys to downvote at your leisure. And it's going to be hell in a very small place between our blue player that consists of the random Chinese, Japanese, Korean name, question mark, don't really know. And on the left side, our red player, the Hollywood superstar Shia Lebeouf. And now just going to throw this out there. There is a recent NVIDIA error, I guess, bug, what have you, with the graphics using the DirectX 11. And so when you play the game, the forests look all black and they don't actually pop in until you zoom in. So right now I'm using DirectX 9. And when I use DirectX 9, it lags a little bit more. As you can see, it's a little choppy. And so I do apologize about that. But I suppose either NVIDIA or Eugen will get on that sooner or later. Probably more likely NVIDIA than Eugen. Because, you know, Eugen's a little slow sometimes. But whatever. So that is the reason why it might be just a bit different looking and a little bit more choppy than usual. But either way, we're going to speed this up to the 10x mark till the units come out, all the good stuff starts to happen. And the link in the description of the video for the replay website that is back up and running, rather a new one. You can upload your replays there, put my name in the replay, or just put cast me or something, and it should get my attention and I should see it, check it out, and maybe cast it. On the left side here we have T55 and very small force going to the left side there. Left side for our random blue player. Down a Shiki, closed arrow, and some troops going there as well. And interestingly enough, we have a BMPT moving into the center. Perhaps he's going to take that BMPT and move it into the wood line that way. We do have a battle going on. AH trying to pepper up some recon here. And the ninja a little too far out of position there, takes a few shots. PU takes it out. PU will make it on out of there, no problem. Still hasn't actually left, probably coming around for the AH here. And unfortunately KF-16C on its rear. Hard to take out a PU though. So far the 16C here not doing too well. And PU turns around and may end up taking that as a very nice PU there, but didn't quite get the AH, but that's okay. One chopper and one ASF. Always a good time. And now our blue player here has dominated the left side with a much larger force. T55 moving on in here. And the Nana Shiki will start peppering up that T55. T55 is toast. And did not last particularly long. Indeed, that BMPT is moving through the wood line. However, there is a Maru Shiki there in the woods as well that can respond to that. And 27M takes out a San Shiki there. Not too big of a deal. BMPT takes out the other one. And MrSotko going at it with a whole bunch of Buntai there. And now a Roku coming around the far side here with some recon, and we'll see where he slaps those at. And Buntai here trying to make it into the wood line. And being at the edge of the wood line there can snipe something coming along, but unfortunately they have the law, which is absolutely awful. Sure gets the job done though, but pretty poorly. MiG-29S moving on in here now. And looks like he might be dropping here. And gonna get those Buntai or not. Doesn't look like it. They make it out of there in time. Very, very lucky infantry there. And many, many Buntai moving on in. K1, A1. And respective troop carriers on the way as well. And so far, the Hollywood superstar not doing particularly well here. Didn't have a lot out on the field at the start. Perhaps he has a large reserve. And another Buntai here. Not gonna make it. Again, they have the law, which really is only gonna do 1 damage to the BMPT, but then they get panicked and the 30% accuracy of the law goes down to even more so abysmal levels. And I actually didn't see when that Maru Shiki was taken out. The Maru Shiki is no longer around. And I'm not sure if it was the MrSotko or if it was hit by an air-to-ground missile. Tor here in a little bit of trouble as well. All out on its own. Shiki here is possibly going to get a free kill, but nope, the 27M reacts to that and takes that on out. F1 and get taken out as well. F1 gets taken out, but it does manage to launch a couple guided missiles there and takes out the BMPT. 29S now moving on in again. And looks like it might be dropping on that non-Shiki. Rather, Nana-san Shiki. So many Shikis and Nanas and Sans. Another K1A1 here moving into Golf as well. Either side really capping much of anything. The blue did capture Charlie at the start. So has a +2 advantage, has had that advantage for a little while now. You guarding the skies here. So MrSotko on the edge. Stop anything from moving into this area here. Probably might be best right there. But those Buntai in the back, not really doing too much, so not too big of a deal there. And now a swath of units here moving on in. Rangers here coming around from the side. And they are moving on in slowly but surely, unseen. And surprisingly, they made it all the way around there without getting caught. And the Rangers have stopped for a moment. And definitely a wise idea to stop, as there was a lot of stuff here moving on in that would have caught them. And now BMPs, T-72 OBR, moving on over to the left side there. Buntai moving on in. Just 6 Sapries at the edge there, but only 6 Buntai as well. So if the Buntai can get their attention, the Anasan Shiki there could pepper him up a little bit. And now an Mi-24 catches the Buntai on the way to that Tor. Tor somehow extremely lucky, and don't think it's going to last too long now. However, the K1 now on the way. And the Rangers content with just chilling there for now. I'm not sure if they can see anything coming in or not. It sort of spawns around this area. That might be blocking their vision. Who knows? Buntai and the Sapri going at it now with the firepower. The Shiki should be able to take out those Sapris unless they get pretty lucky there. But it looks like the OBR is going to take out that Shiki here pretty easy as soon as it decides to actually hit its target. And just actually hardens the Shiki by missing it. And another miss, so 3 misses in a row there from that T-72. They need to go back to boot camp and figure out how to use their tank. There they go. Trying to take out that Shiki there. Now moving up after the Nana Shiki. T-72 OBR can't quite see it just yet. Starts winding up. Now an IL-102 here is going to pepper up the wood line here pretty good. And it's going to be a nice direct hit. And does a little bit of damage to that K1, but takes out the Recon Shiki there. And now the K1 72 going to go at it. K1 took a huge shot from that T-72 at very close range. And can it make it back in there in time? No, it cannot. And those Rangers are dangerously close to the UAZ. And moving just a little bit more could take that out and totally cripple the Hollywood superstar. And this UAZ is creeping on up as well to the edge. And I doubt he'll bring it out, as that would be kind of suicidal. But chilling there at the edge there would give him a nice little vision of the area. Another OBR moving on up with some troops as well. Still behind 150 to 0 with that +2. Still no CV for the Hollywood Superstar. Which I just love to say Hollywood Superstar. That was a good video. And Closed Arrow now in a little bit of trouble. But I'm not sure if the T-72 even knows that it exists. It is pretty deep in the woods, so it should be just fine. T-72 making it to the edge of Golf, and if it can just sit there, it should be able to do quite a bit of damage. Anything coming up the road there is definitely going to feel the wrath of that buck 25mm. And you H1H, you're going to land some troops on the end, but the T-72 definitely seeing this. And if he moves this T-72 out a little bit here and takes out the UH, but the Abyungs make it out in time. And I think the PU is actually taken out by that Closed Arrow as well. Still at a +2 advantage. No CV in sight for red. I'm already now rolling out onto the field. And gonna hide in the woods. And still no pressure in Bravo from either side. Could bring a CV there and just park it in the back, considering nobody's really attacking Bravo either way, and it could work equally as well for red. But Echo really needs to be taken. That +2 needs to even out the game. And we have a Tor here moving on in, and it's going to be actually summoned on in order to move right in front of some Buntai. And the T-72 takes an ammo explosion and is completely out of ammo and gets taken out. And that Roku moving along all the way in the back of the woods. They're nearly out of fuel, though. 39 out of 100. And it's doing all right. Somewhat efficient vehicle. Hey, at least it's not an M36. And has the UAZ showed its face? I think it may have momentarily, but I'm not sure if Blue's seen that or not. And now red, definitely even in the mix, but Blue, I think, has some more strategic spots here. Troops in every little bit of the woods all along. Stop anything from coming around. You know, the RD is firing away. And looks like it's firing into Charlie. And trying to get the CV from Charlie, but it is firing in the wrong area there. The KF-16 takes out that jet there. IL-102 now moving on in. And IL-102 releases the whole bundle on that K1. And K1 takes it all to the face. And it didn't really disperse much. It just hit really concentrated right there. It took out that K1. And now the T-72 here moving on up. And it is in the zone. It's in the auto zone now. And firing from the other side. Gonna take out a couple more of those troops. Might be able to fire one more time before it gets in the woods. And it does. Takes out a few more men. And now in the woods. That's going to be a big problem for Blue. And hasn't really responded with anything that's going to take that out just yet. And now bringing in an AH. It's still not going to do all that much. And H is going to spot it soon, but is it too late? That Mitsubishi CV there is in a dangerous spot. It is kind of far back in the woods, so it might not get caught there. It is right on the edge. And T-72 is moving on up here and takes it out and finds it. And that is GG. Takes out all the CVs of blue. And if blue had just moved that ranger forward, or rather to the left a little bit, could have found Shia Lebeouf's CV. And that would have been huge. He didn't have any other CV on the field, so that would have been victory. So that game actually could have gone either way. So lesson learned, I suppose, there. Although having some rangers right at their spawn point to see what they're bringing in is certainly helpful. You might want to just take another look and see where that CV is. And all you had to do is move maybe 100 meters and that CV was right there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the replay, and I will see you guys next time.